what happened with Bombay Velvet at the box office scarred me, I think, for life. It
But-
was shot completely different. Pehla Milane destroyed it because we wanted to make a very passionate love story about these two people who just are so into each other they couldn't keep their hands off each other and everything. I said, the thing that audience got upset with was Ranbir's hair because he curled it up and he said people didn't go to see the film because they got put off by the hair. This is a generation that's not invested in post-independence history as much as Raja Rani ki Kahani. The whole last 6 months was trying to save my film. I think Ranbir was very upset that, why do you talk about Bombay Velvet? Like, just ignore it. The film didn't work, but you don't have to talk about it all the time. And I was like,
Hi Anurag.
Hi.
Thank you so much for doing this. I am genuinely very grateful that I have been after you for so long and then you finally took out time. So the first thing that I want to start with is when was the last time you rewatched Bombay Velvet?
Me, I haven't rewatched it. I think since release I haven't revisited the film.
Oh really? Yeah. You don't go back to your films or just in general?
I generally don't.
Okay.
I think I have revisited only 2 films, one was Black Friday
Okay.
and No Smoking.
Yeah. Yeah.
That too, because there was a screening and I sat down and watching Black Friday thinking like, kya kaise kiya tha? Just like, trying to remember old times.
Yeah. Yeah. But is the shooting process or the making process of Bombay Velvet very fresh in your memory or it's also something?
Yeah, I remember it very well.
Yeah.
I
Because
remember it very well.
because I was going through the old interviews of everyone involved, and even Vasan said recently that you guys had the best time
We
making.
had a very good time making the film.
Yeah.
Making the film was terrific in the sense, even though like, जो भी हुआ था उसके पहले, the film was not as high a budget film. It was sold at a very high budget. And it took me time to get around to it. And the change of actor. Earlier when I wrote it, it was Ranveer Singh. He was much fresher then. And then everybody sold it on the basis of Ranveer and actors changed. And it took me at least a year to wrap my head around it. Because, change of actor, you see and you work thinking of someone, then Ranbir himself is a very great actor. He's superb. There was no issue there. It was just me wrapping my head around the thing that I have to work with a different actor.
Yeah.
And it was terrific. Ranbir's commitment was terrific.
Yeah.
He literally is like a dream actor to work with.
And
So, once my head was wrapped around that, we started working. And we had a terrific time trying to create it. But in the sense that shooting in a studio vis-a-vis how I had planned it on a low scale, shooting different parts in different areas, some of which we did, which is like the portion of tram that we shot in Kolkata,
okay.
making it feel like Bombay, and some chunks that we shot in Mumbai, in those old houses, like Chiman's house
Yeah.
was shot in Bombay, and some of the road sequences we shot in South Bombay. Barring all that was how we had planned it earlier. And some portions I had done my recce. I had been to Italy and Rio and Portugal and things like that. And I was thinking, because Bombay's architecture
Yeah.
was quite similar. वो नहीं हुआ. We created a set, and set was amazing. It was a good time because, we were like, shooting. The repercussions were later, but shooting process was very good. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. You guys created a set in Colombo.
We created a set, Tisa Maharma.
Acha.
It's much, at least 8 to 9 hours away from Colombo.
Okay. Okay.
And we had to go by road. And we shot in Colombo, some portions, we shot in Gaul, and we shot in Tisa Maharma on the set.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of people say that they can't find you in the film, but I disagree with them a lot because I feel that it's a very true Kashyap film because I can see the cinephile in you in the film who, and in that sense it's also a very Bombay film
Yeah,
because it's about a lot of movies that have like, so that's we call the noir genre of Bombay, or like, and I might get trolled for saying this, I don't know, but I've always had this feeling that if Guru Dutt had to make I mean, of course he's made Bazi, but if he had to make a Bombay film in that sense, it would somewhere be like Bombay Velvet,
no,
I feel.
it was a film about Bombay initially.
Yeah.
A lot of chunks. Like I remember my first draft actually ended with the inauguration of the reclamation,
Okay.
which is also what we shot. We shot that.
Yeah.
It was there shot. But and the irony of it was that Nariman Point is the name of Nariman
Name
Point is
after-
named after the
Yeah.
man who was protesting against that reclamation.
Yeah.
Pari Nariman.
Yeah.
And that's where the film was ending.
Huh.
So a lot of story of how the city was built was taken out.
Okay. Okay.
The idea was the whole thing was about reclaiming the land and building a new city.
Yeah.
So a lot of that was taken out.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think so. Gyan Prakash was saying that you met him sometime 2005 or 6.
2005.
Yeah.
2005 I met him. And that's where the idea started.
Okay.
Because I spent a lot of time at that time. I was writing No Smoking and Return of Hanuman. I was in the US. I went to Princeton. I spent a lot of time with him. And he was researching on Bombay, and which was fascinating. And I started reading those old newspapers about Bombay. And all the stories of Karan Johar and Karaka. And about how everything had happened. And I had just newly discovered jazz.
Yeah.
In the sense, and after reading about that, I was very shocked by the information that so many jazz greats had come to India to play jazz. And there was this club. And then the story fascinated me. And later on, before we started doing the film, Rishi Kapoor told me there was a jazz club in which the investors were people like Dilip Kumar and Raj Kapoor were also investors in that. And the whole period of jazz in India lasted just 4 years.
Yeah.
I said that was a very different Bombay. And I got fascinated with that.
Okay.
And very Art Deco. So my fascination with Art Deco, jazz, that period of Bombay which is lost in the history. And वो सारा सब कुछ, and then also that whole information of those musicians ended up doing live music for films.
Okay.
So there's this connection, and I wanted to explore all of that.
Yeah.
I wanted to explore all of that in connection with how, that whole, there was a period, there was a different underworld that probably only smuggled gold. And gold at that time used to land in Juhu, which was just a beach.
Okay.
That whole idea of,
Yeah.
and then that the city didn't expand beyond Bandra
Okay.
in those 60s. And beyond Bandra was also a village. Bandra was 2-3 villages, different villages. Bandra was a village, Chuim was a village, one more place was a village. And the only fishermen's villages. Warsaw was a fisherman village.
Okay.
And there was a fisherman village in Juhu. There was Juhu Koliwada, Warsaw Koliwada. There was not a lot of things. And some people had houses there. The Seven Bungalows was called Seven Bungalows because there were actually seven bungalows.
Yeah. Okay.
So there were only 7 bungalows. This was more like Alibag for people who lived in the city. I wanted to explore all that space.
Yeah.
And that time and that zone. And that's how we were making, we were actually attempting to make 4 films.
Yeah.
The idea was through Karan Johar
Yeah.
being our narrator.
Okay.
And through his newspaper,
Yeah.
Current became Torrent.
Yeah.
Current was And वो दूसरा कौन सा पेपर था उसमें?
Blitz.
Glitz became Blitz.
Yeah.
Glitz became Blitz and Karan became
Torrent.
Torrent.
Yeah.
Blitz became Glitz.
Yeah. It's the opposite. Yeah.
I think Cineblitz वहीं से आया था.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like- anyway, so we had these two newspaper barons against each other.
Yeah.
And Karanjia, Rusi Karanjia was like, and through his newspapers, he is the one who kind of created a hero out of Nanavati.
Yeah.
So the idea was we do this first, then we do Raman Raghav, then we do Nanavati, and then there was another case which was the Lloyd Bank robbery.
Okay. Acha.
So we cover 4 decades.
Yeah.
Idea was to cover 40s, 50s, 60s.
Okay.
And the whole story of Bombay
Yeah.
through 4 stories.
Yeah.
Nanavati, Lloyd Bank robbery,
Yeah.
Raman Raghav. Raman Raghav was mostly
Yeah.
set in Jogeshwari and
Okay.
all those areas. But Raman Raghav's script was ready.
Yeah.
Vasan had written it. And then after Bombay Velvet, it didn't work and we knew Raman Raghav was not going to happen. So I took Vasan's script and rewrote it as a modern version, became Raman Raghav 2.0.
Yeah.
But some elements were borrowed from the original about like the sister and Raman Raghav elements.
Yeah.
But yes, it felt like it was a very ambitious exercise that just didn't happen.
Yeah. And the fact that I really love about the film is that both the rival tabloids going against each other and both of them are head. I mean, they have 2 distinct ideologies, but they are also essentially very same in a lot of ways. The way they use their partners to climb the social ladder, and something that really fascinates me across your filmography is how you explore the idea of masculinity, and you have really explored them through those 2 men, and it's just so fascinating in that sense of the term, and how they might be big shots, but then they have this lust for whatever, and that is their weakness. And
there was a lust for power and there was a lust for monopoly.
Yeah.
Karanji and Karaka were fighting over monopoly.
Yeah.
And like literally there was a page 3 girl or you know that bikini picture that Rosie's character comes in. Those things used to be there.
Okay.
People used to buy the papers for that.
Yeah.
Who's the bikini girl in the film? And they're literally tabloids.
Yeah.
They're actually tabloids. Like literally like how it was in LA Confidential.
Yeah, exactly.
So that was a tabloid time.
Yeah.
And वहाँ से फिर afternoon और midday उसके बाद आया सारा.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I wanted to explore that and what it used to do, and it used to be more invested in city politics, not as much as national politics. The city tabloids.
Yeah.
And Karanja really cashed in on Nanavati case.
Yeah, exactly.
He made Nanavati into a hero.
Yeah.
And the way they were written was how later crime magazines were written.
Okay.
You know, they're written like fascinating stories about things.
Yeah.
So later the crime magazines that came in used to write like that.
Yeah.
It was very pulpy.
Yeah. I still remember that headline, which is in Gyan Prakash's book also, like 3 shots shocked the nation.
Yeah.
And all of that. And the fact that, so you always wanted to say all of this through a love story. And with
I wanted to say all of this through a love story.
Okay.
That love story is, the way the love story came out, it was not like, there's another film that was made on that love story.
Okay.
Which is the Konkani film made by Bardroy Barreto.
Oh, I've
with Vijay Maurya and Poulomi Ghosh.
Okay.
It was called I don't know. It's a very good film.
Okay.
And that film was released at the same time. And I saw the film and I was like, very jealous of it. The film was called so Bardroy Barreto, Nacho Mea Kumpasar.
Okay.
It also got the National Award for Best Film, Feature Film in Konkani.
It released in the same year.
Released in the same year, it was a better film on that subject by Badra Barreto.
Okay.
So the love story was about the singer and the person who created her.
Okay.
We turned that character into Ranbir's character
Yeah. Yeah.
because we made Ranbir's character a mix of two, three people who did the dirty job as well as
Yeah.
kind of became the mentor to Rosie.
And you also said in an interview previously that the love story was imagined in a very different way and it was shot also in a different way.
It
But
was shot completely different. Pehla Nalane destroyed it
okay.
because we wanted to make a very passionate love story about these two people who just are so into each other they couldn't keep their hands off each other and everything, and every single inch, because studio was also desperate. They wanted a UA certificate, and the censor board chief himself sat on the film and said nahi, and he told them that I'll give you an adult certificate, and they were like literally why and how. So every single, when they're sitting and standing against the door and talking, with every single dialogue there was a peck or a kiss or a thing. They just couldn't. So all those things were like literally
Butcher.
butchered.
Yeah.
It
There-
was the most censored film, and I was on a back foot because of the cost, and studio was only focused on the opening. Everybody was focused on the opening, and that's why. And literally, it's a time that I felt alone in post production. While shooting, I felt no problems. The actors were brilliant. Everything was great. When the post suddenly started coming down heavy,
Yeah.
and release date was pushed from, I think first it was releasing in November, then it was pushed
Yeah. To May.
May.
Yeah.
And a lot of things like literally just kept going wrong. I think there was a Ormax screening or that kind of a test screening they did, and the feedback was the entry of Ranbir and Anushka was very delayed, so there's a lot of chunk of childhood that was cut out.
Okay.
And then they wanted to reduce the length of the film, which was at 2 hours 50 minutes, to bring it near closer to 2 hours 20 minutes.
30 minutes ago.
So and then it all started in post, and to bring down that length is literally they wanted to bring in an editor from US. It was a 20th Century Fox film.
Yeah.
It was not Fox
Okay.
India.
Yeah.
It was a 20th Century Fox film. So they wanted to bring down an editor from US, and
That wasn't your
who-
call initially.
that wasn't my call. First, and the editor had done films which I don't like.
Oh.
And then literally I was like, no, I'm not going to let this person touch my film. But they wanted somebody from there. So I ran to,
Yeah.
me and Vasan went to US.
Yeah.
Me and Vasan went to US and we met Marty and asked his opinion and help. And he saw the film and he said the film is fine. And what is the reason to cut down? And he understood because he had dealt with studios and all that. Thelma saw the film and then he asked her. And Prerna, who was the editor on it, she went to US. She was with Thelma for more than a month and they cut down the film.
Yeah.
And a lot of things some great things came out of it, like the transition of the Mumbai city
Yeah.
and that whole montage.
Yeah.
That really works very well.
Yeah.
That also came out of that.
There's also a dissolve, which is really well. It's raining, and then we see the club after it's all made up, and it's a lovely.
And then that's something that we
Okay.
we did it ourselves. But the thing is, a lot of good elements came out of it, but we lost a lot of childhood, and because there's a lot of childhood that became very montagey, the emotional investment in the characters was kind of
Compromise.
compromised. So which is why what happened was initially, and plus also, it's like now I'm used to it. That expectations that they built up, it's like the whole burden of expectations of people is also kind of became very destructive. Not just on that film, but I think, on this whole career, because, before the film, when Phantom was formed, a lot of things were built on the kind of films I had done. A lot of things were built on the kind of, like, I can only talk about it now in retrospect.
Yeah.
A lot of things happened and everybody felt like I worked with non-stars, and if I work with stars, what would happen? And I also maybe slowly bought into that idea. But I did not realize that whole Phantom was also built on the back of Bombay Velvet. And so it kind of became a burden in a sense. And plus people's expectations. It was the most analyzed and film से set के photos leak हो रहे थे, and the cost of it, and it was like an indie filmmaker going mainstream. The news were being like, no, it was so talked about. Expectations were so built up post Vasipur, Ugly, Devdi and all that, and it just somehow, and none of those films actually really did much for me personally in terms of when they came out.
Yeah.
But that was the time of the torrents. So that whole thing that was built on that, it is somewhere, it got enhanced with Bombay Velvet.
Yeah.
And the whole expectation is literally that I have been fighting ever since. That, it feels like as a filmmaker, you're not free. You have to cater to the expectation. And people also, like audience also, what happens is when they saw the early films, they were like impressionable. They had not seen something like that,
Like that.
maybe,
Yeah. Now they want the
So,
same.
so the way it hit them, I'm saying 10 years later you grow up. Your ideas, your expectations, everything, opinion is fully formed. Things won't hit you the same way. Right? But they want the same experience.
Yeah.
And that expectations kind of became like a killer for me. I've tried to only break away from it. Like right after Bombay Velvet, I went to very low budget to do Raman Raghav. I have been wanting to break away from that expectation of people that, because times had changed by then. Censor board had changed. Everything had changed. Like after the Urta Punjab fight, there was no way we could have made the same films that I made in the first decade.
Yeah.
Like today, you can't do that.
Yeah.
You cannot do the very same things.
Yeah.
So everything started to change after Pelaj.
I do think so. You can't even make the same Bombay Velvet which are existing.
No, I can't see. Like, this thing is same films can't be made.
Yeah.
And I also kind of after post Raman Raghav and then Sacred Games later on, I wanted to get away from Bombay. I didn't want to make films in Bombay. I did 2-3 things, then I came back. But the thing is, like, there's so many stories of Bombay that remain untold.
Yeah.
And I have it inside of me. But I know it's what happened with Bombay Velvet at the box office scarred me, I think, for life.
I really want you to make a film because I'm really fascinated by your take on Nanavati for that matter.
We had the script, we had everything.
Yeah. You should perhaps sometimes pick it up and.
No, somebody made a film on Nanavati.
Yeah, I know, but yeah, I want your version.
My version was also, it was very based on time.
Yeah.
How the tabloid contributed in him becoming a hero more than anything else. And the way there was a response, the way the crowd, the women, they reacted to him.
Exactly.
And I think even Amir was trying to make a film on Nanavati.
Oh, okay.
At that time. And we did reach out because anticipating we'll make Nanavati after that is why the song was there, Sylvia, Ye Kya Kya. And we did reach out to Sylvia and the family and everyone.
Yeah.
And in the sense, they didn't want to talk about it. They didn't want to make a film of how it actually happened.
Yeah.
They're living in retirement and family didn't want anything like that. So we wanted to alter it, change it, do a different version of it.
Talking about the soundtrack, I remember there's a very old interview of Debacle where he talks about when an indie filmmaker works with a studio he always tries to be defiant in a lot of ways. And one of the major defiances of Bombay Velvet is the jazz soundtrack,
Yeah.
which I feel is also the best Amit Trivedi soundtrack, at least for me.
Yeah, we spent, I think after Devdi, I had told Amit Trivedi about Bombay Velvet.
Okay.
So right after Devdi, I said, like, I was doing Vasipur. And I was with Amit, was like, no, next film we are going to collaborate is on Bombay Velvet, but I gave him lots. I introduced him to jazz and a lot of jazz and plied him with lots of CDs of jazz music. I said, you just live with jazz for some time. And he lived with jazz for some time, and slowly, and every song was kind of designed
Yeah.
on what is the story we are trying to tell.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like Sylvia's story was meant to be
Yeah. Mirror the
song Ye Kya Kiya
Yeah.
Sylvia
Yeah.
was based on Nanavati's story.
Yeah. Exactly.
The song was the whole Ravina's early song.
Yeah. I'm Hindustani. Teri
Aam
Kismat
Hindustani
Kharab.
was supposed to talk about the alcohol ban.
Yeah.
There was a
And the
ban
film
on
starts
alcohol.
with that only. And
Alcohol was banned, and we could not, like, it's literally like, it was a fascinating time, in the sense that they banned alcohol, but if you had a foreigner, it's like how in Gujarat, if you're not a Gujarati, you get a small license to buy one bottle in big hotels. Like, and for that one person only. So that was the kind of a ban here. And this was right because you brought in a foreigner with you. The foreigner could buy the alcohol.
yeah.
And something like that. So foreigners used to rent themselves out or something.
Yeah.
Or people with license would rent themselves out for other could drink. So no, those are the kind of things that used to happen around the alcohol ban.
Yeah.
And those stories are fascinating how things used to happen. And that also, like, the Hollywood films used to, like, Hindi films used to release in one cinema each
Okay.
at that time.
Okay.
For a very long time. And that used to be in Bombay. Hindi films would release in Bombay first. And English films would release in Delhi first. And then one or two prints would travel across Calcutta, Mumbai, everything. So films didn't release simultaneously in all the cities. So at that time, a lot of filmmakers also saw English films or read. That times, because since there was no law against plagiarism, plagiarism was natural and rampant. Not just films, books were plagiarized.
Yeah.
Our writers plagiarized books. Like, I Married a Dead Man. Cornell Woolrich became Kati Patang.
Okay.
As a book.
Yeah.
First, before the film.
Okay.
So, it's like a lot of things were plagiarized. Music was plagiarized, and by everyone.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's no single music director who's not plagiarized music or song and things like that. And filmmakers used to listen to those things, and they would get the prints of those films to have a screening and adapt it. And also, the business was very different, movie business. The films from India used to travel from Russia to Africa, to all of Middle East and Iran and Iraq, Baghdad, and a lot of business film distribution hub was based out of, I think, Baghdad.
Okay.
So those stories are not told. People don't know that.
Yeah.
It was Hindujas who used to do that.
Oh, okay.
They used to import dry fruits in India and pomegranates and export movies.
Wow.
So those are the kind of stories I think we grew up with. So the thing is, like, we somehow wanted to, the whole stories of Bombay,
Yeah.
if Bombay Velvet would have worked and somebody had seen it. And that's when I realized I had the freedom to make the films before that the way I wanted to, is because they didn't have big stars, there were no expectations, and the cost was less.
So you could do your thing, yeah.
I could do my thing. So that's what I wanted to go back to post Bombay Velvet. I said I want to do my thing and I'll cut down the cost. I'll not work with big stars. I'll do things like that.
Yeah, yeah. Two of my favorite songs, by the way, one is Dhadam Dhadam,
Dhalam dhalam.
which is like so operatic and so fun. Neeti Mohan is so good. And then there is Behrupia, which again, as you said, it's so apt for that situation, and those lyrics go by whatever Anushka is trying to do, and she meets Ranbir, and then she comes to the club, and that's all. And I don't know, this I think so that was a choice that you guys made, that the film has a very golden tinge to it, and there's a line in the film where somebody says कि एक time पे बॉम्बे सोने की चिड़िया वो करता था, something like that, and
I
that
don't know. Also, it was like that. Plus, also the city was lit up by vapor lamps
okay,
or gas lamps and vapor
Yeah.
lamps. So it was a conscious decision of Rajiv.
yeah.
The palette of everything was very much of a
Also one of
contribution
his best
Rajiv
works,
Ravi.
I feel. Raj.
Yeah, but when the film bombed the whole, I think it's one of the best production design.
Truly, yeah.
Sonal Sawan did a great job, but Sonal Sawan's work, Rajiv's work,
Yeah.
all
Amit's
of it,
work, yeah.
Amit Trivedi's work, it all got kind of washed away because the film didn't work. Which is not how it would have happened anywhere else. Ranbir's work.
Yeah.
I think Ranbir and Anushka gave their heart out for the film.
Yeah.
The way Anushka sang Dhalam Dhalam.
Lip sync and
No, not just lip sync. She was literally like a singer.
okay.
There was a lot of training and performance in that. They gave their heart out to the film. Like I feel like I let them down. I was like very so self-conscious that I let down all of those people. That has stayed with me. So.
Yeah.
But the thing is, they gave their heart out for the film. Everyone, all the actors.
Talking about Ranbir, he said wonderfully in an interview, I think so it was Rajiv Mason's roundtable, where he was talking about perhaps the only script in his career that he read and he got really excited because on paper it was so exciting was Bombay Velvet, and he said that it had such interesting things going, and he felt really challenged as an actor to go about it.
The surprising thing was, like the debacle of the film was such that when they did their research, the shocking thing was they didn't like Ranbir's hair.
Really? Okay.
I said the thing that audience got upset with was Ranbir's hair because he curled it up and
Yeah.
हम लोग ने ऐसे किया था, डिजाइन किया था उनका. It's like the most like a hair
Absurd.
can't be the reason. It's very absurd.
Yeah.
I'm saying you can say film didn't work for you,
Yeah.
but hair didn't work right from the beginning, which is why it didn't take an opening.
Okay.
I said people didn't go to see the film because they got put off by the hair.
Yeah.
And reviews were obviously were very bad for the film because the expectation was sky high. Music had come out. Music reviews was extraordinary. And then after that, when the film came out, reviews totally it was like people went into simple things like how could a movie like Roaring Twenties be screening?
Yeah, they had that just argument to make. Yeah, I remember.
Roaring Twenties would be screening in a time like that.
And why will a goon watch it? And
And Gyan Prakash actually had paper clips to.
yeah,
He actually has paper clips to show that these films were running.
yeah, it's in the book. So if somebody wants to read the book,
He had paper clips to show that. I said, the thing is like it was a lot of film was actually based on research.
yeah,
A lot of film was based on research. And the thing is, nobody wanted to believe. They said it's trying to create a Hollywood film and things. Nobody wanted to believe every single building was recreated after buildings in Bombay. What Sonal Sawan did was, including the house that Anushka stays in, the building Anushka stays in, every building surrounding the club were recreated based on existing buildings of the city.
yeah,
So nothing was trying to imitate anything Hollywood. There's an incredible amount of research that went into clothes. into everything, into a whole lot of stuff. So it was recreated. But it's only those people who had seen that Bombay are the only people who loved the film at that time. So like there's an Art Deco society that loves Bombay Velvet.
Yeah.
Like, only those people who had seen that period and who had seen those things love the film. And that's also when we realize that there's a generation that's not invested in post-independence history as much as
Yeah.
Raja Rani ki kahani.
Yeah.
The post-independence history is not history to them. And it's totally because you're living in a very neo-constructed world. Which is reconstruction, reclamation, reconstruction. So the whole the Bombay that I came to in '93 is lost now. Where are we talking about? 50s and 60s. That Bombay is lost now. Mangroves are lost. Those Art Deco buildings are lost.
Yeah.
Everything is broken down and reconstructed again.
Yeah.
So that whole Bombay is lost now. If that Bombay was alive, we wouldn't have had to go to Sri Lanka to shoot the film. The only parts of that Bombay is retained in South Bombay,
Yeah.
around Kala Ghoda and things like that. Other than nothing has been preserved.
Yeah.
So to tell a story of that Bombay, you have to have first people who have researched or believe in it. There's no belief to begin with. And audience se pehle, on paper, everybody imagined, I don't know what film they imagined.
But I have to tell you that it's a very Bombay cinema like film. It's with the fact that in the second half there is a twist of which reminds of Ram or Sham. So that was also always planned and like you wrote it.
Oh,
like,
because we were trying to do a very 60s thing.
Yeah.
See, that was not the idea of. The thing is, we are living in the times where the story is being told in a time where suddenly these double roles were there in the film.
Yeah.
And there was no way to check it. There's no digital internet, no mobile phone, no nothing, no like I scan this, scan. For people to kind of believe into that kind of thing. And the whole story of Doubles came from a story of a con man
Okay.
that existed then,
Oh, acha. Okay.
who created his own death and
Yeah.
came out as
Another.
a lookalike.
Yeah. Okay.
So it was nothing out of thin air. And we were also imagining that, we are telling a story authentic to that time,
Yeah.
hence this kind of a
Yeah.
con. But people were obviously seeing it from modern eyes.
But that entire segment is so fun.
Yeah.
And the way KK Menon interrogates
Yeah.
Anushka. And yeah. And I also want to talk to you about the casting of Karan because he's so good again in the film. And
Because, Karan, I think, was a natural for that role.
okay.
He was a natural for that
You
role.
have said this earlier also.
He was a natural for that role. Karan himself doesn't believe it. But I think he was fantastic in what he did.
He was really good.
He was fantastic in what he did, and he was a natural for that role. Unfortunately, the film didn't work, and
His acting career didn't took off.
No, not just acting career. I think, people saw me and Karan as
Yeah, rivals and yeah.
rivals and two different ends of a spectrum. And him doing that film was also, it kind of disappointed
Yeah.
a lot of people who used to follow my work. They were like very
Compromising,
They
yeah.
felt that I sold out. I sold out, and I'm making a film with the star and Karan Johar involved, and whatever it was, but that became the story from there on. It still persists. It still persists that, that my downfall, the reason for my downfall is I shook hands with Karan. I'm like, what do you mean by shaking hands? Like, we did a film together. So, those stories are convenient for people to believe. For me, more than that is the ghost of Wasipur that I want to throw out.
Exactly. Yeah. There is a very fun scene. My favorite scene in the film is when they talk about the tender.
Yeah.
And the way with we with conviction says tender matlab naram. And Karan Johar walks out and he starts
I
laughing.
start laughing.
Yeah. I don't have a feeling that some of it was also improvised. I don't know.
No, Karan's laugh was very funny. He walks out, it was there in the script, but the way he laughed was like, you were like,
Yeah.
and he put his hand there because his mustache was fake. It was coming, so it doesn't come off. He
Okay.
actually wanted to laugh. He was laughing so much. So his hand was there because he just thought that he laughed so loud, mustache will come off. So he put his hand there.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was funny. We had such a great time making that film. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think so. You also told earlier that during promotion of Bombay Velvet only that Ranbir would make a great director if he has to.
He will always. He's one of the most incredibly fully non-questioning. If he believes in something, he just fully goes into it, goes in for it. He's that kind of an actor. He gives all of himself when he believes in something. And then he doesn't question anything. There's no kind of a question, whether it's morality or anything like that. He just plays the character. And he totally goes along with you. He's beautiful that way.
Yeah.
And so there's nothing. For the fight in the cage, which used to happen,
Okay.
it actually it's not all the ports actually had those cages
Okay.
where people would fight for small amounts of money for whatever alcohol or whatever it is. They would go in and fight. And that cage has been recreated in a lot of films. If you see old Amitabh Bachchan films,
Yeah. Yeah. It has that. Yeah.
that cage fight used to happen. And mostly on the docks. Mostly on the docks. And old Bachchan films and some other film, one more film, you will see that. It is not out of a Hollywood film. It is not out of the blue.
Yeah.
These things used to happen. But then, as you go along, you realize that everybody's curiosity is not the same. Like for me, it's like when I watch a film, from my childhood, it has always been that I used to travel the world through cinema. Unquestioningly, I would go and watch a film to see a way of life, to see culture, to see a time, and go with believing that okay, this is how the world was. You can't go in without believing that. Today you see a smashing machine or Marty Supreme or Secret Agent.
Yeah.
You have to believe that time.
Yeah.
If you don't believe that time and things are what's happening and unfolding on screen,
Then there's no point.
there's no point of it.
Yeah.
Then you won't know. So my passport was made when I was 32. So my way to travel the world was through books and movies.
Yeah.
And that's my curiosity. I see a film, I want to believe, okay, this is how that world is.
Yeah.
I've seen the whole world through movies. I've not traveled the whole world yet, but I've seen it through movies. And unless I'm not a blank canvas, and I don't believe what's happening, then it's impossible to create something. And which is why we create very inauthentic films. Because we're creating sensations. So a whole lot of cinema does not have authenticity. Any kind of authenticity. And we create sensations. We create an idea of it, of how people would buy into it. Whereas we are not creating an authentic world, that this is how it used to be. We are not telling history. We are fabricating and we are manipulating history to tell it to people. So what happens is, what is authentic, they don't believe in. I have had a recent experience of a film like Nishanti. I said, people have come from rural UP. People have already bought into the idea of what rural India is, which they have seen in these small town comedies. So when you create an authentic, and you go searching for an authentic rural India, and you find it and you create it, people don't believe it. For us, for me, everything is actually based on research. Like, in the sense, as recent as that film is, like, the politics in UP begins from the akhada. It's very important. Akhada is a very important part of politics. But what is an akhada doing there? People won't understand. But the thing is like, as a child, when I was growing up, I had a very curious mind wanting to understand why things worked. And with that logic, we went into Bombay. My fascination with Bombay began from the time I first saw it, when I first came to the city. Bombay was the aspirational city growing up, watching it in movies. I didn't come to Bombay unless I was part of theatre. And this whole South Bombay was essentially part of that curiosity. And I was fascinated by Bombay so much, the history of the city so much, that my first film, Panch, I shot where the first moving image was shown in India. So it was shot in that building.
Okay. Really, the way they showed Lumiere Brothers. Oh, really?
That hotel, yeah. The hotel, because of
Yeah.
where
Yeah. Train
Tata was
coming to
not
the
in.
station.
Tata was not allowed to go in.
Okay.
Indians and dogs not allowed, and
Then he
that's why he created Taj.
yeah.
Yeah. So my fascination with history was so much that first film I'll shoot where first film was shown in India. So my fascination of every building, every area, how it evolved, why is the people from, why is it that in Matunga you get the most authentic South Indian food? How do all these Udupi restaurants came up?
Yeah.
The tram tracks I used to follow. Like when we were shooting Black Friday, then the tram tracks used to still be there in Sivdi.
Okay.
And when 93, they were still there on Nepean Sea Road. And roads were so good. They're cobbled roads. The cobbled roads with tram tracks in between. As recent as 93, I'd seen it. And they would never, that area never got flooded. That drainage system was built by the British or the Portuguese, I don't know who. And that area never got flooded. This side gets flooded. Those things and those double deckers, and they always fascinated me. I used to look outside the train in the bus. I used to always take a bus from Andheri to Hutatma Chowk, number 84. I'd look at the city and I would take different routes also. I had walked the whole length and breadth. So my curiosity took me everywhere. But sometimes as a filmmaker, you expect that curiosity in your audience, which we thought they would have.
Yeah.
We thought we were doing something lovely. We were telling a part of history that people don't know about.
Yeah.
And would love to see it. But turned out to be opposite. Instead of us surprising them, they shocked us.
So, but if I had to ask you, how was those weeks or those days when the film released, and were it really tough for that?
I think the difficult times started from November, December, leading up to the release. The whole last 6 months was trying to save my film. The whole last 6 months was trying to save my film. And try to get the best version out under the limitations and things, possibilities. So it was just that. I think on a very second or third day, I accepted that it's not worked.
Okay.
I think I put out a post on Facebook and I left India.
Okay. Yeah.
I just went away to write something else.
Yeah.
Because it started much before, because not just confused, we did a photo shoot for poster design, which were made, which never came out. We realized that nobody had faith in it and nobody believed in it much before the film came out. Because if you look at the first poster out
Yeah.
and the second poster, even the font of the title is different.
Okay. I've never noticed like that.
Yeah, the font of the title is different.
Okay.
It's like Bombay Velvet posters out. First and second had different.
Yeah. But there are a
Font.
lot of other posters which are really good, and there's so much thought that have
And then
gone.
that was not done properly. But there's one poster like this. This is the one that came out. These two.
Yeah.
These didn't come out.
Yeah. Okay.
These didn't come out. Literally, if you see this is like the one title of the film we had was Big Shot.
Yeah.
Big Shot was also a title we
Acha.
came out. So the fonts were very different.
Okay.
The first poster had some bluish font, which was very, very. And I was like, that kind of a mistake nobody does. They two different fonts for two different posters. Nobody does that. And they were so zero confidence they had, which had started very early on. So the trailer was also cut to. They were trying to cut the trailer to the song from Kurbani, music from Kurbani.
Why?
Yeah. And then it was done. Even that Mohabbat Buri Bimari, the version that was brought out.
Yeah, it was very.
not
It was a
amicably
promotional
divided.
video or something. Yeah.
And the promotional video was also not shot by me.
Yeah, it looks like it's not shot.
It wasn't shot by me.
Yeah.
It was marketing people who shot that on that other song. It was very kind of. I had seen what was coming.
And did you happen to have a chat with, like, after the release or in all these years with Ranbir, Anushka?
Nobody.
Okay.
I don't think I have. I think.
But even when you guys meet, you don't talk about the film or what?
Ranbir, I haven't. Whenever we meet, we just hug and greet each other. I wish them birthdays.
Yeah.
I don't know. After that, I think Ranbir was very upset that, why do you talk about Bombay Velvet like just ignore it. The film didn't work, but you don't have to talk about it all the time. And I was like, people ask me questions all the time about it. Just ignore them. No, he was like that. Anushka, I think after her wedding was where I went to last, and after that, I think initially it was just I didn't know how to face them because they gave me a lot of trust and love. And I was dealing with my own demons. First, I was just needed to come out of it and make a very small film. I was very focused on Raman Raga. And then slowly, I think, started to become distant.
Yeah. But I have to tell you that people should talk about Bombay Velvet beyond all these things.
Yeah.
Because it has a lot of interesting stuff there.
No, it's like I have a beautiful time. Satyadeep Mishra and everything. It's like, after Bombay Velvet, I made a short film with him.
Yeah.
I want to do more stuff with him.
Yeah.
There was so many people who were part of it.
Yeah.
And Jimmy Mistry and KK Menon's character was supposed to be part of all 4 films.
Okay. Yeah, of course. The tabloid and...
Yeah. And KK Menon as a cop.
Yeah.
He was
And he's
supposed to be a
called
major
Vishwas.
part in... Yeah.
Inspector Vishwas.
He was...
I think so he's the only honest person in the...
And basically, Vicky Kaushal's character
Yeah.
was Basil Khane.
Okay.
Basil is the guy who caught Raman Raghav.
Acha, okay.
So, everything was meant to build up.
You were creating a universe before all this started.
I was trying to create a world. So, Basil was the guy who caught Raman Raghav.
Yeah.
And Vicky Kaushal was playing Basil. And he worked under
Yeah. KK Menon.
KK Menon.
Vishwas, yeah.
So KK Menon and Vicky and Jimmy Mistry was supposed to go on into the other 3 films. So Basil was supposed to be the guy who caught Raman Raghav, which is how Vicky was in my head when I was doing Raman Raghav.
Yeah.
And I made it into 2 films. So that Basil character I turned into Raghav.
Yeah, very
And
interesting.
I made it very, twisted it around.
Yeah.
So Vicky was meant to be a larger part of it later on. did become part of Raman Raghav, but we didn't make the real Raman Raghav story the period film.
Yeah.
So, hey, there's a lot of hidden stories in there.
Yeah.
Headlines in there, in the songs and things. It's just.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Yeah. But thank you so much for taking out the time.
thank you.
And as I've always told it, I really love Bombay Velvet. Now it's and everyone knows it. And the fact that the entire idea of this series or whatever this is to go beyond all these box office and all this drama and all of that, and to talk about films, like even if the so-called misfires had such interesting things going on there, and you could see that, and people should more appreciate it more, and then they should reach out to you even more.
I don't know. I don't expect much from people
Okay.
in the sense, because they have their own expectations of me,
Yeah.
except me being me. I said, you are not allowed to do what you want to do.
Yeah,
You
it
should do what we expect from you.
It reminds me of what Satyajit Ray once said about Indian audience. Yeah, but thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you. Thank you.